We have had a really busy summer at Kulturhavna in Ålesund. It's been like all Norwegian summers, regarding to the weather, of course. It's been, well, we didn't have snow, but that's the only thing lacking. And that makes Kulturhavna such an amazing project because we are able to actually maybe make some shelter and make it easier to be outside and meet people, even though the weather in Ålesund is, well, interesting to say the least. For 3 years now, we have done a lot of user participation in Ålesund and in the whole county. And one of the things that's been said most from a lot of the user groups are that it's not really easy for a young adult or an adult when you come to Ålesund to make friends. You feel left out, and people kind of have their own circles. It's hard to get in, and this is something a lot of people have brought to our attention. So we thought, before we started this busy summer, we wanted to have inclusion and making friends as an umbrella for everything we did in the Kulturhavna all summer. How can we make people connect, and how can we make people actually meet each other? So we've done 15 different events, and every event has been with the umbrella that people are going to connect through different types of activities. Some of them worked, some of them didn't. So I will also talk about the failures, because I think that's maybe a really important part of learning. Yeah, it's not all success stories, really not, but some of them are, and how amazing it's been. This is from inside the skating hall that we have, an old industrial building that is now, today, it's actually an indoor skating hall. It's huge, but before that, we actually used it for events, and this is from an event made from the municipality of Ålesund, and it's purely about inclusion, how to make people outside, people that feel outside of the community, be a part of the solution. And this was just really fantastic, because it was 100 people there. I think some of us was like, okay, it's going to come 20, So we had to order extra food, of course. People have to eat. Low blood sugar is not a good idea when you are going to have discussions. So we kept the blood sugar on a decent level, but it was such a diverse user group that came to this, and it was really, really, for me, it was one of the best events that's been on the Culture Harbour all summer, actually, because it was really, really warming, and but we got the answers there as well. It's hard to just get a circle, a social circle, and I think everyone knows a social circle, at least if you want one, is pretty important for your own quality of life. So this was one of the events that actually kicked off the rest of the summer, because all of the workshop results from this was put into the rest of the summer. So what we try to do now, though, is to create an environment where people can meet informally, not put in formal groups, or okay, you five are going to sit here and then you're going to talk about the topic, but to create happenings and events that people have to meet informally. That was kind of the idea here. So one of the things we had that many people in Ålesund wanted was mini golf, and they wanted outside mini golf course down by the harbor in Ålesund. Yeah, so that's a hard one to make. That's a hard dream to make come true. But we found a solution for it, though. So what we did was, this is made, of course, by local entrepreneurs, and they made a golf course that can be taken apart and put together again. We can have it inside the skating area, and we can put it outside. And what we saw was all the tourists coming with the cruise ships. They ended up here playing mini golf. And I think that was a little surprising to the tourist people who always think, all the cruise passengers get them up in the Jugend city and that's it. But they actually, some of them never got to go there. So they were here eating ice cream and playing golf. I love that. So we had a blast. But that was one. We had this mini golf up every day during the summer when it was good weather. And of course using social media and other channels to inform people when it was there and not. And then I had a dream that we wanted to have a basketball court here, a street basket court, because some of the kids playing basketball actually plays almost in the middle of the road. So we tested it this summer. Is it something that people's going to use? Do they want to have it? Because if they do, we can make it happen. And obviously they did. So, and what happened was some of the kids that came here had their parents with them. Some of them were small, had to have parents with them. And what happens when your kids are doing an activity together, and the parents are just standing there? At some point, they're going to start talking, and they did. And that was kind of the start. Okay, so this maybe is one of the things we have to do more. So then we had just many days during the summer, just open days. We had coffee, we had mocktails, we had street art, a lot of different stuff. That would just people could just come and hang. And what we saw was more and more frequent people were just sitting down, eating lunch, or talking to each other and just hanging out, which is what we have been lacking so far. We haven't been able to draw people down here. You have to remember this is an area no one has been at for 50 years. This has been a parking lot. No one has been here. So to draw people down here has been challenging, but now I think really, really successful this summer. So that was one of the main things I think that we did. And that's just people, the fact that we made this little park in the middle of the parking lot. People wanted a park, okay, so you have to give them a park. And one of the things we have learned during 30 years of this is that you don't promise things that you can't keep. Because if you do, people are going to lose faith in you and you're going to lose credibility, which means that next time you need people to participate and next time you need people to take part of something, they will be a little more reluctant. So the fact that we tried to make dreams come true, and when we couldn't, we were quite honest and communicative about that and say, we really wanted to give you a swimming pool, but too hard. And we wish that you could bathe in the ocean, but you're not allowed to because of the cruise ships. Can't bathe here. We wanted to, but we can't do it. So instead, we made the barrels with a sauna with salt water, so people can at least have a feeling of how it is bathing in the sea while looking at the sea. Yeah, we all see the irony of that, but that's for a different course, I think. So it made kind of people hang out. And then we got a call from a local entrepreneur called the Scandinavian Crayon Company. And they make crayons shaped like drops, because the drop-shaped crayons is better for kids to hold in their hands for a long period of time. So we made an invitation to a lot of people in Ålesund, handwritten invitations. Being project manager of this project really challenge your ability to do different things at once. So I've been writing a lot of handwritten invitations in different languages to invite people down here to just sit and draw. And these kids, again, their parents had to come with them. They started to talk. They drew together as part of they kind of come together through the children, people from different countries, different areas of the city. And all of a sudden, people realized, at least that's what they told me afterwards, that we had so much more in common than we had differences. Yeah, that's true. So it was really, really nice. And we also knew that some of these people met here. They have now their own little groups um, with drawing, with drawing lessons and stuff like that. And I hope they had, I hope that that continues. And we are going to facilitate, of course, for that. We have shadow theater, which is my favorite, personal favorite this summer. First, we made all the little puppets, of course, and then we just blacked out one of the micro houses and had shadow theater. And all of this is done together with the local theater, of course, which some way down the line, this theater is going to have their own huge theater, permanent theater down at the Culture Harbour. 10, I think, yeah, maybe 2, 3, 5, 10 years from now, we don't know. But they are a very important part of us, a part of this project. Having theater or outside in the Culture Harbour is a challenge again because of the weather. And this particular weekend, it was raining like nobody's business, and the wind was like 18 to 20. It was insane. But the minute this theater company that you can see here with a little van was to go on, it just stopped raining and stopped being windy. And for 1 hour, it was great weather. It started again, and then the weather stopped again for the next time. It was amazing. I think it was karma. I'm telling you, it was karma. So, and that was just amazing. And the fact that when you make space for people to sit and talk, they have to be crammed together. And you are going to sit next to people you don't know, which is kind of hard for Norwegians, you know. We don't like that. We like to be very secure and we are a little aloof. Yeah. That's I can say it being Norwegian myself. I don't think that's offensive. And to be able to have this to kind of friendly force people to hang out. It's really fun to see. And when we get to know people, you know, we warm up pretty easily. It's just that we need a little persuasion. Yeah. So we just crammed people together, and that's what happened. And afterwards, we saw people just hang out, and it's just a great feeling. Maybe we can do this. And this is I wanted to show the golf course again because I think this is such a beautiful mini golf course made from Jugendhouses. And this is local artists and local entrepreneurs making all of this for us. And it's funded by us and private companies and all the. It's a lot of entrepreneurs in Ålesund contributing to this financially, actually a lot. And we want to have a lot of small contributions instead of one big, because we don't want to be dependent on just one big corporate donor. We would like to have a lot of contributions to make more people invested in this, both emotionally and financially. I think that's a very good way to do it. And the Jugendhouses is just wonderful. And obviously, this is shared all over social media and was great. And the picture down at the bottom there is, of course, slaughtering fish. Yeah, it's not a pretty sight. It's a huge part of Ålesund city. This is what they is founded on. This is how they make a living, and the fact that the kids that was here was so naturally kind of just doing this. You know, it was so natural for them, obviously, or hopefully it's been part of the culture. But that's part of the culture, and we can't avoid everything we don't like. So we kind of try to embrace it as well. And the fish you eat, well, before you actually bought it in the store, this is what it looks like. Yeah. So I think being realistic is pretty good. So we had the course in this where people could come and learn how to gut their own fish. Yeah, it's but it worked and it was fun. And then one of the things we had problems with with the Culture Harbour up until now has been, what is culture and who decides that? And that is we hear that a lot from politicians and from other parts of Ålesund. Yeah, but what is culture? Are you defining it? No, I'm not. Is it theater with the things we don't understand? Well, yeah, that's part of it, but culture is a lot of things. So when you say car-free cities, I had to smile a little, because one of the things that we had this summer at Culture Harbour was, yeah, we had cars. Because our space for Culture Harbour, we own it. It's not the municipality. We don't have to shut things down to not have cars there. There aren't any cars there. So we did the opposite, though. Yeah. So where the beautiful city removed the cars, we actually embraced the cars for one day, at least. And this is a car exhibition. And this really made people that never been to Culture Harbour ever in their lives before coming down there. The mayor was there for the first time, because yeah, I know he kind of likes cars, so he was there. And the thing was, they then got all of this space to learn about all the other things we do, while being in a secure environment and hanging out with people they know and seeing things they like. So I think we actually made connections there we otherwise would never have done. So car exhibition, yeah. Don't know it's going to be a regular thing, but it was really, really fun. And I have to say, the kids really loved it. So it was nice, and the youth. And this, of course, is a street art. We have a duo that's coming here every event we have. And they start to make something really nice, and then everyone else can contribute. One of the left there is a little dark, and we have now 10 of these pieces, which are going to come up in the Culture Harbour now during the fall. We think it's really great. So this happened all summer. Lots of people coming in, having different workshops of their own. And now we have a plan for how we have hopefully do this more during the autumn. But this is maybe one of my favorite pictures, because it's just something about the kid and the man in the wheelchair, and then everyone is just. This is a place where everyone can hang and everyone can be, and they can be part of a community, but they can also be keeping their individual spirit. I really like it. So this is the Culture Harbour in the summer. 15 events, several thousand people, lots of weather. But one thing we really learned about this is all the communication going out from us is at least in 2 separate languages. Because we are inviting people to take part in a society, and we are inviting them in a language they don't understand. So, which is kind of our bad, yeah. We changed a lot of that, because we got a lot of feedback that was like, we don't understand this. Okay. So we try to do it now. So now I have a translating student, or a student of translation, that is working with me, yeah, to make sure that everyone knows that we are actually inviting people to this kind of things. And maybe during the summer people have gotten new friends. Maybe they have now have a part of a social circle. But we are going to continue to do this because it's been really successful so far. So that is Ålesund during summer. Yeah. Thank you.